Alright, so the guy who was threatening my life with Candace pulled up. So I figured I had to start recording just in case he wants to try something. I don't like having my life threatened, and I sure as hell don't like getting yelled at. I don't like people's cruelty. Thing is, I'm not allowed to do anything. No matter what I do, it's wrong. If I record the situation, then I'm doing wrong stuff. If I don't record it, I'm doing wrong stuff. If I help somebody out, I'm doing wrong stuff. If I don't help them out, I'm doing wrong stuff. I'm making sure that I record the situations. That ain't something I want to have to do. I do get frustrated, but I'm not allowed to get frustrated. This is one of the universal rules you'll get to see. Now, anybody's allowed to be frustrated but me. People are allowed to pretend to be afraid when reality is I ain't interested in hurting anybody. But all these folks telling me people are threatening to kill them and their friends and families, like Sarah Bacon. And of course, you get to see how if I'm good to folks, that don't mean they're going to be good back to me. Just because somebody makes a promise don't mean they're going to keep it. And that's something my predators definitely play on. Oh, well, I promise. It's kind of like them homeless folks that when they call you family. The way you can tell that they're going to screw you over the hardest is when they want to call you family. Because that means they want something. They want to try to manipulate emotions of something most of us ain't never had, a family. I'm making sure that I record the situation. You know, if I wasn't stuck in public, I wouldn't have to. And when I did have myself a place, finally, what ended up happening with that? I was getting ripped off. I had a place before Natalie was killed, low income. The only reason I got it is because I had help. But there were people who were involved in that situation. And that situation was definitely because of the situation with Natalie Bollinger and her fucking junkie friends. You guys tell me to move. I did move. I moved repeatedly. You don't get that. When you guys want to make suggestions, maybe you should find out what's going on before doing that. But the people actually try. No. I get one sentence through and they're already telling me I can't do this and I can't do that. Well, hold on a second. It's pretty important to know what's going on before you start fucking making excuses. Don't pretend to be my friend if you don't give a shit. A lot of people wanted to, well, as always, talk over me. The more they talk over me, the more urgent it becomes because I need them to fucking listen. I don't have much time to communicate in the only way I am capable at that point in time. It has gotten to the point where it is an emergency and I need them to stop being selfish and shut the fuck up and be a friend for once in their goddamn life. An actual friend. But I didn't have anybody to do that, did I? You tell me it's my fault. My fault for being born male. My fault for being born with Tourette syndrome. My fault for being born different. I deserve the abuse because I am different. That I deserve the abuse because I have white privilege. Do you fucking hear yourselves? Best to be good to people, but people are not good to me. Nice? Yes. Good? No. Not ever. There's a lot of people that have ideas in their head. They need to stop with the fucking ideas and stop forcing me to do expensive shit. Nobody can afford to do everything that you guys want us to do. What I need for you to do is shut the fuck up. Listen to what the fuck is going on and help me turn it in. Now, of course, here we are. Got trolls on my channel again. We know what to do with these folks. Make sure to take a screenshot. Then what do? We click on the little thing here. Hide user on this channel. You want to see how easy this is? Blam. There's so much stuff that you guys are able to do. If I had a place where I could sit down with this stuff and just set my stuff up and work with it, maybe I could get something accomplished. But do you see how much it fucking sucks having to live in other people's environments? Even if they have good intentions, their own fuck-ups prevent any progress, their own assumptions. And then we got people who want to get on my channel for entertainment. I'm sick of this shit. I didn't make this channel for your fucking entertainment. I made it to try to get help. To try to explain how horrible this really is. To show how badly you treat us. The thing is, most of the people out here on the streets deserve to be treated the way that they are. They're not going to stick up for anybody else. They're cowards, not unless it's popular. If it's popular, they'll jump on the bandwagon. The people who knew I was telling the truth wanted to go hide in a fucking corner. With the people who hated me over fucking slander just kept at it. What did my friends ever do about it? Make excuses, all of them. That's all they ever did is make excuses. Their excuses are not my choices. My lack of options, having no friends or family who actually fucking cared. Like, see, that's the thing. They'd throw stuff at it that wasn't going to do a goddamn thing about the problem. The problem is fucking abuse. Abuse against me. And the horrible things that people did to me. You want to say that's selfish? Well, don't fucking threaten to kill my friends and family. Now, for me, I have to worry about this guy starting some trouble, talking some trash. But on the bright side, I've got my camera out. It is recording. I've got 38% battery. So that's a decent amount. For the sheer expenses of living here and having no actual support, having people that want to half-ass everything because they're not listening, and then they want to push me and pressure me to do what they want. If I do what they want, maybe they'll help, right? But they don't. They never do. It's always do what they want. All right, fine. Fine. If this is what we're going to try, we'll try this. We'll try it your way. But you got to follow through with your end of the bargain. None of this getting me financially invested in stuff that I can't afford. And then dipping out on me as if I'm some sort of a horrible person for being broke. See, that's the problem of not having a friend or family member who fucking cares. Instead of arguing, when your friend comes to you because they've just been abused, help them to fucking turn it in. Jesus Christ. What the fuck kind of shitty goddamn people are you? Here in America, we victimize the people who are the most victimized. We tell them that they wanted it, they needed it, they chose it, they deserve it. That's how you rationalize it and make it okay to go to sleep at night, right? Just pretend everybody's evil but you. Everybody's a narcissist but you. No, everybody's selfish. You, your neighbor's neighbor. People aren't going to speak up unless they see some benefit in it. And if it's something popular, they'll push it. If it's something popular, people will jump on the bandwagon. We get to see this at the gyms now, with a lot of people absolutely refusing to go to gyms, refusing to work out, going, you know what, what's the point in going to work out at the gym? If I go to work out at the gym, it must be because I'm a pervert. So might as well work out at home. If you ain't got the room for place to put all that stuff at your home, or the money to buy all the equipment all at once, well, learn Pilates, right? Anyway, I didn't find me any snipes, which sucks. The thing about having friends and family, being told to go to your friends and family, is if they don't care, they don't care. When your friends and family don't care, that's not the victim's fault. That's not the victim's choice. You want to say, oh, survivor. So if you use the word survivor, does that make it any different? Does that make it hurt less? You say survivor. Better let the killings go. Alright, 309 EVD is the license plate on the Honda that the old guy that was threatening to kill me was driving. At least I got the license plate number, so this isn't a complete waste. One of the things about being stuck in public is you're allowed to record in public. Now, if there's a business or a place of revenue like that, there's a reason to believe that you might be harmed, which, if you're a homeless person or a disabled person, or especially a male, you do have to have reason to believe that you might be harmed. And the more signs of poverty you show, the more likely you are to be harmed. I don't want to live in the conditions I do, and I do take out my garbage from time to time. It's just a matter of digging it out. And there's places that I'm told to go for resources, and you know what? When you're intimidated at those places by the staff that work there, and they're not doing any of the things that you're sent to them for, I mean, why the hell would you go back? Why would you go back to one of those places to be treated like you're a bad person for doing what you're told? Anyway, I do make a lot of angry videos, and I have every right to be angry. That's something a lot of people don't get. They think it's okay for them to be angry, but if I do so, I'm a horrible monster. If people assault me, somehow magically it's okay. Somehow pretending like I might is good enough to harm somebody. Pretending like I might hurt them. I absolutely retaliated against my predators when it came to Ted Bollinger and Tim Beeson. These are the guys that molested Natalie Bollinger. Yeah. Swell fellows. I knew that Natalie and Alicia were both drug addicts. And I did my best to make sure that they didn't have crushes on me, of course. Depends on who you ask, I guess. Now, there is so much that I have to deal with on the average day. You guys just go, oh, well, you're just sitting on your ass. You're just sitting on your ass. No, I'm fucking hurting. I'm a hurting unit. I hurt emotionally. I hurt physically. I hurt financially. There's all this stuff that people keep telling me to do, and just because I'm not able to do it, they pretend I'm not trying. No, it's cost me a lot of money to try alone. And then because you didn't see it, you get to pretend it didn't happen. Well, that's not any kind of help. And that's why I record. I also record because, well, as you can tell, since I started recording all my friends for every interaction when possible, a lot of times they are dishonest. It's either do what they want or they're going to throw a tantrum and be angry. And by God, they fucking get angry if I do it back, don't they? How dare I ever, what do they say, act like a girl? Well, sure, that's not sexist at all. That's not demeaning at all. Is it meant to be demeaning? Well, of course they mean it in a demeaning way. Who says something like that in a non-demeaning way? The other thing is, you look at how many people threatened to kill me over and over and over again, and nobody cared, nobody cared, nobody cared. Oh, I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm sorry that happened to you. God damn it. What a waste of fucking space. You want to call that help? It's not. That doesn't help anyone. Saying you're fucking sorry helps no one. Your words don't match your actions. For me, I give you guys just as much satire as I can possibly handle because I really can't handle it. I don't like acting like you idiots. It makes me uncomfortable. Oh yes, but my comfort doesn't matter. My safety doesn't matter. I, as a human being, don't matter. Now, you've definitely let me know that loud and clear. That no matter what, you're just going to blow me off. You're going to play everything down like it's no big deal. And as a result, my predator's going to get to do it again and again and again. And I'm supposed to say nothing, right? I'm supposed to pretend like I woke up this morning and magically everything is right in the world. And I can just go see my friends whenever I want. Like I can go home to my house now. I've never had a house. I had empty promises from Lanny Ingline once. That could have resulted in me having a house had they not been empty promises. But you live and you learn. Except many of you don't. You learn how to manipulate, and that's all. You learn which religious group is most likely to fall for your crap, and then you get into that one. No, that ain't any kind of rightness or any kind of right-headedness. I'm going to make sure that I keep it recording, and even after he leaves, I'm going to make sure it stays recording for a bit, because you never know if somebody's going to swing back through and try something. People don't like when you tell the truth about them, and they certainly like it even less when you've got proof of it. Like you're a bad person for it. On the bright side, I can almost light a lighter one-handed now. At least that was a self-inflicted injury, and obviously not on purpose. If it hadn't been for Dallas Palmer, I wouldn't have made it this far through the month. If it wasn't for him showing up with that $150. That was badass. He bought the kayak I've had on top of my vehicle for forever. I got some garbage in the back of my vehicle that I gotta dump. I've already taken out 3 small trash bags worth today. I don't want to overfill anything around here because, well, then they won't let you use it. After going up into town yesterday and seeing Farnsworth, as well as seeing that youngin' who exposed his derriere to me. That wasn't all, but it was enough. The other thing is they want to get you stuck on just the housing thing and ignore everything else. No, you have to do something about the fucking abuse. It is repeated and ongoing, and someone needs to fucking step in. The just going for housing, no, that is bullshit. Something needs to be done about my immediate environment and the safety therein. Victimizing the victims for being victimized is fucking bullshit. And that's what they do here. That's what they do everywhere in the United States. Because you know what? Just like everywhere else, these people don't want to see homelessness. Thank goodness more people are ending up homeless. More people are starting to understand that it's not a fucking game. That you either work together or you get nothing. Unfortunately, where does most of the help go on the streets? It goes to the pretty white females, in specific. And even they are getting cut out of a lot of programs because they're white. Go figure. I am on edge because somebody who threatened my life parked their vehicle within, I don't know, 100 feet of where I'm parked now. I should have said his license plate number more than once. That way I could make sure I remembered it. Can't even go to your friends as a homeless disabled male because they're just going to treat you like you deserved it, like you wanted it. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. Don't they always say that? It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault for speaking up. You deserve the abuse for speaking up. Well, that's fucking swell. Can't go over to the Fred Meyers and use their can machine. Can't have a chance going up to Safeway. Y'all don't stop to think about the safety issues inherent in this situation. And then there's these quote-unquote professionals. They can't keep their appointments. They're not stopping to do their jobs as mandated reporters, and then they send me to people who aren't mandated reporters to try to do that job. Well, they're not doing the job either. They're telling me I have to do it without the resources to do it. That's the problem with police getting to abuse their power in this way. They cut you off from the resources by not doing their fucking jobs. People just assume that the male is wrong in every fucking situation, especially if he's homeless. They don't bother to find out what's going on. They won't look at evidence even if you send it to them, even if they promised. And for me to have to be on edge because I'm constantly stuck with a busted vehicle somewhere being fucking victimized because I'm a fucking homeless male, and you don't care. You leave us stuck out here with people who are actually dangerous, and then you pretend we're all those guys. You pretend we're all Farnsworth. I'm disgusted by all of you. For good reason. When people victimize me over and over again, I just have to take it. That's your advice for everything. Just take it. You don't find out what it is you're giving advice to. You read a pretty meme this morning and you wanted to spout it out. It was more important to spout out a pretty meme than it was to listen to the person who was fucking taken advantage of. Growing up in the system and getting dropped off when I was 18, that's not my idea of fun. It's not something I ever wanted to deal with, and it's not something that I chose, regardless of what your excuses are. Was I in the system because I wanted to be, or because my parents couldn't stay off the drugs? Well, it's because my parents couldn't stay off the drugs. Let's see if we can make that stay. I gotta clean out my car some more. I've been trying to make sure that I walk because my back hurts so goddamn much. My legs hurt so goddamn much. Walking ain't too bad. It's having to walk with a backpack on. Or carry the man purse. Every day, in and out of wherever it is I gotta go to try to work on this, and I never have enough time. Meanwhile, I gotta call a bunch of places, and I gotta try to find somebody to call the places with me so I'll be taken seriously. But how's that gonna happen when nobody takes it seriously? When I go to friends and family and all they're willing to do is make excuses why they can't. Really? You can't speak up? You can't find out what's going on? And everyone, they use the same excuses on fucking circle. Same excuses. I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick. My kids, my kids, my kids. Well, maybe you shouldn't have gotten involved to begin with. Maybe you shouldn't have stuck your nose where it didn't belong. Maybe you shouldn't have gone off about crazy shit like the Illuminati. Like, oh my God, dude. And why am I having to deal with these people? Because they're on fucking drugs and alcohol, because the cops won't do their jobs unless I get somebody who gives a shit. Most of these people don't let me know that they're on drugs and fucking alcohol. I gotta find out the hard way. And then there's all these people that only care about their issues. They say, oh yeah, Sean, I care, I'll help you. And then they just talk about themselves nonstop. Why do they know nothing about the situation? They talk about themselves nonstop. Stephanie Mejia, I thought that was going to be a good thing. She came down to help me all the way from the East Coast. And then she didn't actually end up helping. She didn't take it seriously. She found some Ventus dick. She was just trying to go on vacation from her husband. And then I end up getting harassed by him. You guys keep changing the words based on who it is, don't you? It's harassment if I do it. You tell me I deserve the abuse because I speak up. You say, hey, just get off the internet. Internet does not stop the abuse that I endure in real life, like being cut off from even being able to see my friends or family without fear of abuse, fear of being taken advantage of, fear of being stolen from or manipulated or lied to. Meanwhile, I'm told to go to government agencies and all these different mental health places that aren't doing shit. They don't stop to realize the repercussions for me. Oh, they know what they are. That's why they try to talk over me. I have to be afraid everywhere I go because I'm not a piece of shit. You know? You tell me I should be happy about my surroundings. Well, what surroundings should I be happy about? And why? Are my friends here? Do any of the people here actually care if I'm being abused? Or are they going to take their dear sweet fucking time? Well, I have to deal with actual dangerous predators, and my family does what? Helps out actual dangerous predators. Helps out people that will literally rape your children. People who literally have a history of raping children. My mom helped those people out. My little sister helped those people out too. All of the people who claimed to be my friend that showed that they weren't. All they were doing was helping out them pedophiles, helping out them rapists, helping out murderers, helping out people who take advantage of the most taken advantage of people in the country. Even the churches are taking advantage of us. And that's sad. That's very sad. You don't stop to consider the abuse that people go through. When they come to you for help, and all you do is make excuses, you don't stop to consider the abuse they have to go through as a result of that, as a result of you looking away. So that car right there, the guy from the situation with Candace, that's his. The problem is having to go into the cops alone. We're never supposed to go in and talk to the cops alone. That's what you're told as a homeless person too. But nobody gets it. Like, what? Man, I don't get why you need me going with you. I don't get why you need me to speak up. Because you're a part of the situation, dummies. Were you really trying to help, or were you just trying to I'm sorry me to fucking death? Obviously, I was trying to do a nice thing for the lady. And obviously, she only showed up or came around when she wanted something. Am I used to that? Yes. I shouldn't be. Protecting myself and my family from predators was pretty important, but it wasn't important to them, was it? And then, of course, there's the pretending like I'm selfish because I told the truth thing. Where does that come in? Oh, Sean, you're a horrible person. You told the truth. Yeah, you're welcome. There's a bunch of stuff that you weren't involved in, each and every one of you, that you could have been. There's a lot of stuff that was real important. But without a friend or family member to do it, it didn't get done. It's not that I didn't try. They knew they didn't have to do their jobs. Not the police, not these mental health places, none of them. You also get to see how not listening to me resulted in a lot of deaths. The destruction of a lot of evidence. You get to see how through all of this I have done my best to try to keep and preserve the evidence, which is what all these places and people should have been doing from the start. Helping to preserve the evidence. I like the filling from these cookies, but it smells like mildew. I got a little over a week. I'm stuck here. That's something that none of these people want to hear. They're too busy talking drunk stupidity over me. There's a fucking time limit. The longer I'm here without help, the more abuse I'm going to have to endure, and the more resources I am going to be cut off from. It's been about 40 minutes and he's still here. I got like, what, 10, 11 days till I get paid. Getting pretty low on gas. Thing is, I can't just stay in this parking lot. Eventually, I'm gonna be told to leave. And if people complain about my existence, it happens a lot quicker. I'm expected to apologize and make reparations because I fucking exist. Without any land of my own. I get told just because I didn't try hard enough, that it's my choice. That I chose to be disabled. That I chose to be victimized. That I chose to be assaulted. That I chose these things. No, I did not. I was forced into desperate situations because I had friends and family who did not care. These things that the cops claim did not happen. And then, of course, my friends want to throw in my face because they did. Well, then those people should come forward and say that in court. Instead of taking advantage of me and my situation. Telling me that I chose it. That I made their decisions. No. When shit like this happens, and you blame the victim for being victimized, you're a special kind of fucking stupid. And believing that we're supposed to just go along with it, that's pretty stupid as well. I'll feel at least a little safer once he's gone. The thing is, I needed help turning this in. I cannot safely turn something in to the police without someone there. People don't even know what the fuck is going on. They're too busy talking over me. So how are they going to help me to turn it in? They want to ask 200 questions, but they're not asking questions about what's going on. They're trying to dig for excuses to do nothing. What shitty excuses for human beings they really are. And you guys as well for watching and doing nothing. I have communication disabilities. Those aren't choices that I made. It's just kind of what happens when you get put in a terrible situation and people don't care. Like maybe if they ignore it enough, it'll go away. For them, maybe. If they're lucky, but I ain't gonna let that happen. You already noticed I don't know how to keep my mouth shut. I said I wasn't gonna, and I don't. I don't owe it to any of you to keep your secrets. None of you. People want to make it about them and talk about them and call that helping me. Well, I don't see how that helps anybody. If you need help, then maybe you should be clear about that. Also, if we set up an appointment and you're going to help, then make it to that appointment. Otherwise, you're letting me know how unimportant I am. When I explain that this is repeated and ongoing abuse, there are certain things that these folks are supposed to do with these different agencies, and they're not doing those things. There's no money for actually helping disabled people and homeless people, especially if they're men out here. I do believe that feller should be allowed to do his shopping. Obviously, I'm not trying to prevent him from doing his shopping. I do believe that he should be allowed to eat. Obviously, I'm not stopping him. I'm not going up to confront him. I'm not threatening to kill his friends or his family. I'm being a better human being than he is. Isn't that right? That's what makes me a better human being. Oh, it doesn't. Slim fast. You eat this with some decent food, it'll make you fat. Ah. As soon as I can find my bread, there's my bread. Make myself a cheese sandwich. Swiss cheese. Certainly better than nothing, right? It wasn't the bond juice that pushed me to the point that I wanted my life to end. It was my friends and family. They're not giving a shit. Their idea of helping was to not find out what was going on, to tell me how to think and how to feel, and trying to fix things with pretty goddamn memes. Oh, Sean, well, I heard me a good one today. This one's gonna fix all your problems. Sure it is. Sure it is. girl interrupted. Videos popped up earlier. I listened to it for a little bit, but ultimately I decided that wasn't worthwhile. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to carry my stuff into the library. Go get me one of them little rooms. They're only open till 5 tomorrow, but at least it's something, right? Y'all are shitty. I try to be as decent as I can to everybody, but it doesn't matter how decent I am. What matters is that I don't matter. My life doesn't matter. I'm easy to take advantage of because I'm in a fucked up situation. Rather than help me to get out of the fucked up situation, you want to blame me for being in the situation. You blame me for people who do things to me that are immoral and illegal. It's fucked up to blame the victim. But when people do that, you get to see what an asshole I become. There's a lot of the witnesses to the situation that are dead now. In each of these places, it's important to have a support network there. And if you don't have one, you just end up getting abused. When you get there and your support network is an alcoholic or somebody who's strung out on methamphetamines, that's a very scary situation to be in. And then you're supposed to feel sorry for them. Poor them. They were drunk. They were on drugs. Oh, come on. Robert Warnick was probably just drinking. Yeah, he was drinking. That's the problem. When did Ted Bollinger get the most evil? When he was drinking, doing math. I hate this shit. I hate it. I hate being under siege everywhere I go just because nobody fucking cares. I hate having to record everything every minute of every day because I'm stuck in fucking public. I hate getting treated like I'm a horrible person for recording because I'm stuck in public. On the bright side, it's saving me about $70 a trip. For Candace to not be asking me to get food all the damn time. And nearly all she ever got was junk food. And of course, after all these years, do you think any of my so-called friends really give a shit? No. Mateo gave enough of a shit to call up drunk to a very important meeting. What a fucking asswipe. And in all those situations, I need their help, so I gotta pretend like it's my fault. If you don't take the blame for an alcoholic or a drug dealer's or drug addict's bullshit, well, they're definitely not gonna help you. Oh, come on. Oh, we got more fun people, don't we? What do we do with them? Heidi's are on this channel. One of my favorite things to do. If only I could do that in real life. There it goes. Oh, whatever he's doing, he's taking his time. His video's an hour long, and he's been fucked over there the full hour. that dude leaves soon. Now, if only we can convince people to be nice to each other, right? It takes a lot of people not giving a shit for something this fucked up to happen. I gotta try to depend on people with PTSD who say they understand and they're gonna help, and then they can't help because they got PTSD. I'm like, well, you see? There you go. On the bright side, I guess I piss off all the people nobody wants to piss off. People are stupid. Plan accordingly. Oh, that's a little Jeep Cherokee Sport. Them youngins from the library were driving one of them. Same color too, red. And they revved it up like them other youngins were doing. So goes it. I'd like to go search for a cigarette, but like I said, I want to make sure he's gone first because I don't want to have him do something to my vehicle or run into him while I'm walking, because I don't exactly know uh, which business he went into, and I don't want him to be able to pretend like I'm stalking him or some creepy shit like that. Which, small town, it's fucking damn near goddamn impossible. Doesn't look like the guy's gonna leave though. Someone calling themselves edits by hey, whatever your name is, edits. He typed you and hi. Hi. No. I guess there's enough traffic out here I should be able to go get something out of the ashtrays over there if there's any, without getting messed with. What happened is that a guy who threatened my life with Candace, he pulled his vehicle up pretty close to mine, and I'm just waiting for him to leave so I don't have to worry about him damaging my vehicle or anything crazy like that. But it's been over an hour. I'm still waiting on him to leave. See, it goes to show you that when a man's being victimized, people don't care. They're not going to try to help turn it in. They're just going to talk over him. They're going to tell them how to think and how to feel. Tell them that turning it in will never work. Well, it does work. But not when you make the victim go in by themselves, especially if it's a male, especially if he's homeless, especially if he's disabled. Then you get to be discredited from even defending yourself because of bias. You're judged only by bias. Doesn't matter what the truth is. What matters is what people want to believe and who they want to listen to. There's a lot of people that told me one thing and told everybody else something else. Well, that don't fly, homie. There's a lot of people who took advantage of me and destroyed my ability to defend myself in court or elsewhere by stealing my evidence. People who claim to be my friends. That shit's not alright. For them to hijack my evidence. Evidence that shows that I was the one that was victimized. Not Natalie. Oh, she was victimized, just not by me. Now, of course, it's against the law for me to, what? Do any of the things that I'm supposed to do. Right? No matter what, there's always some reason why the crime is committed against me or not against the law. Or I'm forced to try to turn them into police officers who took part in it. Like, how the fuck is that supposed to work? If police officers assaulted me because they're trying to frame me for the murder of Natalie Bollinger, and then it turns out Joseph Michael Lopez killed Natalie Bollinger and he's in prison for it, why fuck with me? Oh yeah, because we have this whole... Oh, I gotta be able to say this without puking. The Me Too movement. There's nothing good about the Me Too movement. Anyway, I don't see anybody around my vehicle or messing with it. I think I can probably walk over there, hopefully without getting harassed. I usually go check by the library first, or not the library, the coin-op laundry. I wonder if it's owned by Brian's family. Bad joke. Also, it's important to keep ever vigilant. It means keep my eyes peeled. Well, that's pretty loud. Anyway, I got taken advantage of nearly everywhere that I went in this town for services. In a lot of those places, I was victimized on the grounds by people who were also there for those services. People who are worse off mentally than I am because, well, many of them are schizophrenic, delusional, or strung out on drugs. For me, I'm just overwhelmed with the sheer quantity of it. People want simple answers, and there ain't simple answers when there's hundreds of people that were involved in the situation. No such thing as a simple answer. But if we can't sum it up in a 23-minute, supposedly half-hour segment of some show, can't throw it together like it's the Kardashians for your entertainment. Oh, that guy's screaming. I don't get why. On the bright side, he's over there screaming, and, well, as long as he's screaming over there, it means he's not over here threatening to kill me. Obviously, that does put a downer on my day. But I am able to see my vehicle. I can see plainly and clearly that he does not appear to be going after it. He's not hitting it or kicking it. He's not over by it. Although, now that he went out to his vehicle and yelled at me on his way out to the vehicle, it's probably a good idea for me to point my camera around and show it at my vehicle. Alright, well, I don't have to worry about him now. He just drove off into the next parking lot. So I'm not worried about him getting out and hitting my vehicle or spitting on it or throwing anything at it like they did last time, which is nice. Obviously, going to the police about anything in this town, just like anywhere else, if you're a homeless male, nobody cares. It's just assumed you must have wanted it. Now, there's the vehicle driving by right there. Oh, I guess another vehicle went in front of it, but yeah, that guy threatened to kill me along with, well, I guess Candace didn't actually threaten to kill me, but what an awful thing to do to somebody who spent $400 feeding you and your kid, you know? They say keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I'd rather not have any enemies anywhere near me. People do horrible shit to each other. One thing I do ask of my friends, let me be good to you. If you won't let me be good to you, that's fine. We don't have to be friends. God bless America, right? That's all right. They're just messing around. Nobody's hurt anybody. Just youngins being youngins. I know there's been a couple of times where I had youngins screwing around next to me and people were like, is that people fighting? No, it's just people messing around. Most of the time when I pull out my camera, it's just people messing around. They're not actually trying to hurt anybody or anything like that. They're just goofing off. Oh, damn, that's damn near a half a cigarette. Oh, that better not be a goddamn menthanol. Holy shit, it's a Marlboro Medium. Oh, yeah, yo. Still tastes like asshole, but it doesn't taste like that pipe tobacco asshole. It ain't much different from Nebraska. I guess the kids here are a little bit smarter, which is odd to say. There's a lot of people in Nebraska pretty intelligent, but they lose points for living in Nebraska. Like I said, I'll give it a few minutes now that he's left. I'll give it a few minutes before going back to my vehicle. Sometimes people swing back around for another go-round. I know they did last time. They got pissed off, drove around the parking lot, and got pissed off again. Without people to help me to turn that in, it's their word versus mine, even if it's recorded on the internet, which it is. It becomes a more and more hostile environment the longer things go on. God, I find a whole bunch of these. These are pretty cool. Alright, I'm done with that cigarette. Fairly certain I can make it back to my vehicle without falling apart. Not seeing anything that can go through a tire, so we're good on that count. People do drop a lot of those cartridges, though. Yep. Nothing heavy duty enough to go through a tire, so we're good. Oh, found me another one of them super soaker things. Or no, Nerf darts. That's what they are. It's a lot easier to stand up. I don't have a big old backpack on. Now over here in this little, I guess it's not really a creek bed, it's just a little drainage canal. But I found 20 bucks in here once. Found 20 over in the parking lot too, which is pretty cool. Oh, another Nerf dart. Yeah, there's a lot of these. 3 of them so far. It's tough, Carl. Just getting people to leave me alone. There's a guy out here keeps staring at my vehicle. He's going inside though. I figure I'll let him do whatever he's doing. Now one thing, it did look like there was the gray-haired old guy going door to door for a second, but I wasn't sure if it was him or not. He might have been going in and complaining about me to everybody because I told on him. Tried to tell on him. I got the situations recorded where I fed them, and of course where they threw the tantrum. So of course that's one thing always to worry about too, is that really if you piss off a meth addict, they're liable to do just about any goddamn thing. They're even more likely if they're a woman, which is why it's strange that this guy ran around. But as long as people aren't trying to get violent with me, or, well, I guess he did scream profanities at me earlier, but I was going to say as long as people aren't getting violent or screaming profanities at me, That doesn't make it any better though, because you get a situation like I had up there at the lumber yard here in town. It's called Rosenberg's. And that guy who was the stepfather of that 14-year-old was trying to turn in. He was there at Rosenberg's, decided to make shitty comments. And then, of course, I pulled out my camera. That ended up pretty screwy, too. I made sure I went about my business and did what it is that I needed to do, because, I mean, I can't just afford to leave every time one of these people show up. Especially when you piss off the wrong person. And how do you piss them off? By telling the truth. You piss off the wrong person and they got a lot of connections, well, those connections can be used to make your life live in hell, and often they do. That's why it's so dangerous to help out drug addicts. I mean, first of all, you get the guilt by association, and then, of course, there's the, if anything happens to them, they're not going to tell on their dealer, they're going to blame you. You're easier to blame. Plus, it doesn't cut them off from their drug addictions. But also, you get to see how the situation with Molly over there, how dangerous that got, and how quickly, too. Like, it went from her pretending to be nice to her beating on my vehicle in less than a day. Like, as soon as Tom moved his stuff over next to my vehicle, it was on. It was a control over Tom thing. Fuck, nobody wants to deal with this, especially not me. I do try to get people's names, that way it's recorded what their names are. Not that the cops are ever going to look at it. Not without a friend or family member who's helping me to turn it in. And of course that gets into its own hornet's nest, don't it? Well, you should have done this in 1986, and you should have done this in 1993, and don't bring up the past. Fuck, man. Change the rules much? And that's what I deal with everywhere I go, every day. People changing the rules based on popularity. If you're a new guy in town, people don't want to listen to you. They just assume you might as well be one of them garden variety junkies that Portland keeps sending out to everywhere. And then everywhere else tries to send them back to Portland. That ain't working. That is an ineffective system. All that does is help the predators. Now, with me, I could have gone and killed a lot of people if that was my motivation. Matter of fact, more than once, law enforcement used your tax dollars to send me somewhere where my predators lived. I could have gotten my hands all over them. Now, why didn't I? Because showing the truth is more important. It's not going to stop these predators if you just go kill one or two of them. There's still a whole bunch more. And I recorded a bunch of them. Oh, Sean, you should record it. I do. The problem is getting somebody to look at it without someone like you actually stepping in and saying, I'm not a bitch. I'll stand up and do what's right because it's the right thing to do. Anyway, it's been maybe not 30 minutes, but it's been a few. I'll probably give it about 10 more minutes before turning it off. People are scary though. A lot of people do you wrong and then play victim because they don't want to be in trouble. They don't want people to think less of them. When you're already a drug addict, it's hard for people to think less of you, you know? There's something I've been hearing about and reading about called clout chasing. That's where primarily drug addicts and females under the age of 40, like the ones who go to the gym, they want to have the only account. Yep. Ambulance. Yep, ambulance. Ah. Someone remind me that hurts. Anyway, I mind my P's and Q's. I pay attention to what's going on around me. If it's just kids messing around, I state that it's just kids messing around. Most of the time, that's what it is. Just kids messing around. That group of kids that was down there by O'Reilly's, they do a lot of hooting and hollering at night. Of course, when I was parked up there by the bank, there was a lot of different occasions there where I heard screaming and hooting and hollering, and it was actually somebody getting harmed. Or Farnsworth again. Or Molly screaming as she walked by. That was not someplace I expected her to find me. There's a lot of nice cars out here today. A lot of Ford Mustangs. There's a Chevy, not a Corvette, a Chevy Monte Carlo that just drove by. Like one of the newer looking ones. What's the new body style? It's not a Monte Carlo, it's that sounds like a crotch rocket. No, I think that's a little Nissan. All right. I guess I can end this.